Well, hello, my lovely lilies, and Merry Christmas Eve. Tonight, I want to do something a little different. I'm going to bring you Twas the Night Before Christmas, the original version, and the scary version. And also, at the end of the video, there'll be some more surprises. So Merry Christmas, and have a safe and wonderful Christmas. Without further ado, close the blinds. Dim those lights, cuddle under your favorite blanket, and let's begin. One of the oldest and most popular Christmas poems ever, commonly referred to as "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," was written in the early 19th century. Though its author is disputed, with the poem being attributed to both Clement Clarke Moore and Henry Livingston Jr. Over the years, it was definitely first published on December 23, 1823, in the Troy Sentinel newspaper in upstate New York. It is also referred to as A Visit from St. Nicholas or The Night Before Christmas. I have searched the internet and found the original poem from Troy Sentinel. "'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mamma in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new-fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering eye should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer, with a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, when he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves before the wild hurricane fly, when they met with obstacle mount to the sky, so up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys was flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples how merry, his cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a round little belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod up the chimney he rose. He sprung to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night." 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The traps were all set by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would step there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while nightmares of body parts danced in their heads. And Mamma with her hatchet and I with my axe had just settled down for a little nightcap, when out on the lawn there rose such a clatter, I sprang from my chair to see what made the splatter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and ripped through the sash. The moon on the breast of the blood-stained snow gave a hideous glow to objects below, when what did my wondering eye should appear? The watchman was dead, with a knife in his ear. There on the lawn knelt a man rather thick. The blood on his coat told me he was St. Nick. More rabid than vultures, he sprang to his feet. This zombified Santa was hungry for meat. Where are the children? I want them now. Bring them down to me, you ugly fat cow. On time and impatient, I've come to your home. I hunger for brains, and I'm not alone. As the dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, a legion of demons flew down from the sky, and up to the housetop this evil took roost, with red beady eyes and long pointy tooth. And then, in a heartbeat, I heard on the roof the digging and pawing of each demon hoof. As I drew in my hand and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came down with a growl. He was dressed all the hair of the dead he had skinned, and his clothes were blood-stained from both women and men. With a bundle of cutlery hung on his back, he grabbed for a knife and began his attack. His eyes, they stared through me, his smile frickin' scary. His nose was all wrinkled like an old rotted cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow. He slashed at my leg and I fell to the floor. The stump of my limb he held tight in his teeth, and the blood seeped from it to the white tile beneath. He had a cruel face and some blood in his beard. His expression was empty, for my life I now feared. He was ugly and evil, a sick little elf, and I knew things must change for my kids and myself. With my leg now missing and my wife surely dead, I pushed from the floor and kicked Nick in the head. He spoke not a word, but fell straight on his back, and all the snaps sprung, just a thunderous snap. Lying there writhing, right where he had fell, this sick little man passed right through the doorway of hell. The demons then vanished. My children were safe. I sat there crying, beginning to faint. But before I passed out, I screamed with all my might, "Scary Christmas to all, and to all a good fright." It's Christmas Eve. There's someone at my door. But with a horrid sound outside my window, I wonder who is it knocking and what for. Mist violent wind, I see a surreal snow. Within its haze, there's a grotesque sight, gigantic and so out of place. I quiver. A snowman leers at me, and frigid fright goes through my bloodstream like an icy river. And again, the knock. Whoever could it be? This morning, I wish Christmas would be gone. A premonition now is telling me that nothing good is out there on the lawn. My friend had warned me that I really ought not curse this season. Oh, what have I done? More pounding at the door, but I cannot go near that door. There's nowhere I can run. I look out at the snowman. He is more enormous than a tree, and now I hear a sound like laughing elves outside the door. I stand as I thought. I'm paralyzed by fear. That movie! There's a movie I heard of. A boy hates Christmas, wishing it away. A storm brews suddenly in the sky above, heralding a deadly Christmas day. A shadow Santa comes. This wicked dark soul is known as Krampus, and he brings with him an evil that can swallow men whole. If I have summoned him, my fate is grim. The storm keeps wailing. Now there's a new sound of scratching on my roof, but there is no more knocking. Oh, who's walking all around my roof? I run out in the blinding snow. At first, I can see nothing, till my eyes are drawn to where a great big bag was put beside my door. What is this? More Santa lies? Though filled with dread, I push it with my foot. There jumps out from the bag the strangest thing. A tiny man. He's made out of gingerbread. He laughs maliciously and starts to sing. Before the night is over, you'll be dead. Out on my lawn, I see beneath the snow, there's something creeping fast and right toward me. What creature slithers under the snow? I can't escape, so back inside I go. I shut the door and bolt it, then collapse upon the sofa near the fireplace. I hear an eerie sound above. It taps, taps, taps. It's something on the roof again. Past Christmases with my family go through my frantic mind. I cower there and wait. It's Krampus, and he's up there in the flue, and soon to be delivering my fate. Alright, my lovely lilies, thank you so much for watching the new video. If you can, hit that subscribe and like button, comment below and tell me your thoughts. Also, don't forget to tap the little notification bell so you're always in the know on this channel. As well, guys, you can always find me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and always you can hit me up in my emails. Feel free to send me your stories, whether they're fiction or totally true. I'm always up for some great stories. And oh, by the way, until next time, sweet dreams.